Hi and welcome back to the channel. This is Francis here and I am playing Neverwinter today. This is going to be a new line of videos looking into the different dungeons and different campaigns that are available in Neverwinter. It's been a while since I've made a video. A large reason for that is I've been playing a lot of catch up with this game because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of mechanics, new items and stuff that are in the game, and it can be a little bit overwhelming, especially to new players who get into the game after they turn level 70 or 80. It's very difficult to figure out what exactly to do, how to do it, and what's the most efficient way to do things. So I figured I would do some tutorial videos just to try and help people, give them advice, kind of, and you know, teach some of the mechanics and basically how to do the campaigns. So the first one we're doing, if you don't recognize it, this is the River District. This is my tank. I'm in DPS mode to make it a little bit quicker. So prior to getting to this stage where you have the weekly unlocked from Cavatos there and the daily from Osterum here, there will be quests. They're very basic. They don't really teach you anything to do with the actual campaign, so they don't. Just that there's reclaimed weapons, reclaimed magics, and reclaimed riches. That if you kill stuff, you get them, and that you can do sewers, and that's really it. You know, if you want me to do a tutorial of that, I will. For now, I'm only going to focus this video on the dailies. My next line of videos will be focusing on each of the bosses, and just kind of a walkthrough of all of them and showing them. So first we'll look at the campaigns. So you want the Cloaked Ascendancy, right? Now this line here is not important. Only if you want to get 100% and you want to create the coin here. So this coin will allow you to make everything half price on future characters, but you have to complete it on one of your characters first. So I have done already, and this is my second character that I'm running through using the coin. It makes it much easier. So obviously Heir Apparent is the first one, and then you have these lines here. So each one of these is for one of the bosses. You have Girion, Cabal, and Nostura. And after you unlock this one, of one of them, you will be able to fight the boss in a weekly. Cabal is the choice. That's the one that you should be going with. The reason is because his mechanics are really simple. They're not frustrating in any way. Well, they're not the most frustrating in any way. Girion's would be the second least frustrating for me, and Nostura's is I hate Nostura. Let's just put it that way. I hate Nostura. So, excuse me. It's not a difficult campaign to get through. It takes a little bit of time, but per day you should be taking about 15-20 minutes doing this, doing the campaign, and eventually you'll get there. As you can see, it costs 8 for me, but it's 15 normally. This would be 120, 120, 60, 120, and 120, and plus your secrets of the many starred. Secrets of the many starred you'll get from the weekly and the daily, same as the other one, but it'll be 20. The Evidence of Evil will give you 20 and 25. So 20 on the weekly and 25 on the daily. The Secrets of the Many Starred, you'll get more of those from the weekly than you will on the daily. So it's advisable to kind of do both. These up here, these fill while you are doing things around the River District. So like secure the district, killing things, and restocking soldiers around the River District will fill that up. Resist the Rituals is basically your heroics and all of that kind of stuff. And you'll get to see some of that because this is the one to really focus on. Secure the district, as you can see, is almost full, but that's just from killing stuff around the map. But generally, resisting the rituals is the best one. So I will first actually accept the quest, Mercantile Missions. Okay. The one you want to pick from this list is Magic Recovery, sorry. The reason is because you will need magic to do this as efficiently and as quickly as possible. So hold on, I should actually select this quest from the River District campaign. I was doing Sea Moving Ice not long ago. I hate that campaign too. This one here, right? As you can see here with Magic Recovery, what that means is you need to find a dungeon vault. Okay, and typically this method of getting through the dailies requires you to do at least 3 of these, because they go towards 20% each on your 100% meter that you have there on the right. And because of that, they're the quickest and easiest way of doing it. Now, as you can see, crypt, sewer, crypt. So usually I go for these 3. And it's a nice, easy, straight, so it is. But I won't be able to on this instance. So I'll go down here first, and I'll do this. I'll swing up here, and then I'll go here. Okay? And that way I get my 1 dungeon, and I get 2 others. You might notice in the bottom left I have my chat. It's all red and everything. I've put it onto log just for privacy reasons and all of that stuff. So just in case you're wondering, I'm stuck in a wall. River District is not the worst campaign. It's by far not the best campaign either. By far. It's definitely one of the worst campaigns. It was a nice idea. It's just, it's kind of, like a lot of these games, they always kind of make it a bit difficult to kind of get through. A bit of a chore. And the way that this one is a chore is that it just takes a long time to get through. It used to be worse a lot longer ago, because generally what you had to do was you had to do the bottom line of quests, the ones that I told you are not important, and the reason you had to do those was to get the weapons. And they were a real task to get. Nowadays, obviously, you have Avernus unlocked and you have other campaigns unlocked, so the weapons for the River District are not very good. So as you can see, dungeon, which is always handy. Now, everything that you fight in the dungeon has a chance to give you magics as well, which is handy, because you're going to need those. Magics are kind of the most important things that you'll need, and you'll see why nearer to the end of this video, whenever I'm near the end of getting through here. So yeah, you just fight your way here. Whenever you're doing dungeons or sewers or whatever, you'll have a few waves like this, a couple of rooms here and there to get through, and then you'll get to your main chamber, the treasure room. Now, typically, you might find a boss, which I have luckily done, or you will find a small group of minions. If there's a boss, there will be this second round of minions to fight, and if there's no boss in it, you will have to fight a about 6 rounds of minions. See, so I've got a magic there. I didn't get very many, to be honest. And in this style of room, you'll find the chest up at the top here, right? This chest will give you your heirloom magic, sorry. I also find scrolls here. You can ignore those. Those are old and for the weapons really, and they're useless now. So they'll just collect dust in your inventory, and they will waste space, so they will. Now, every map that you do, every dungeon, every crypt, every sewer, will also give you a treasure map, and you won't be able to go back down into that dungeon, sewer, or crypt again, that location, Flash Bell or whatever, for an hour, which is kind of annoying again as well. But I mean, in the whole instance, you should be able to find at least one dungeon to get your map, and then it doesn't matter where you go after that, really. You know, as long as you get the 3 done. Now, so you have the heroic here. This is actually going to be a target at some point, so might as well go here first. Get this done. Get this out of the way. Actually, hold on, I only had, yeah, we won't do that yet. We'll leave that till last because I'm going to have to put a few extra in this time. So we'll go to here. We'll go to that campsite first and we'll roll around. And if it's up, it's up. If it's not up, it's not up. It doesn't really matter too much because there's alternate methods of making the 100% that you need. As you can see on the right there, we have 20% already. We've only done the one thing. No, give me my map. Thank you. And down we go. So we've only done one dungeon, and we have 20% already. So 3 of them, 1 crypt, 1 dungeon, 1 sewer, 2 dungeons, 1 crypt, whatever combination you want, will give you 60%. So we'll be 3/5 of the way, 3/4, yeah right, 3/5 of the way through the map. After 3 dungeons, each dungeon takes at about 2 minutes. It's not very long. And then the rest of the 40% is super quick. It's super quick. Now, when you're starting off in the River District, you probably won't have, as you can see on my top right there, you won't have as much magics, reward, riches, or weapons. So you'll need to accumulate those. So probably the first couple of days that you do the River District, the first couple of days you do the dailies, you're probably better off doing just the dungeons, crypts, and sewers. Doing 5 of them to get your 100%, and then just leaving it at that. You know, kill a couple of people around the area if you need specifics. Try and do 1 of each at least. You know, 1 sewer, 1 dungeon, and 1 crypt as well. Try and do one of each so that you get resources of each type to build up, because it costs. Oh, good. So we have one where we have 6 phases of things in here. See, I got weapons from the sewer. Riches will come from the crypt. So it'll help you build up your stock of those, because each time you get a map to enter one of these places, it costs you 1 of each. So you do need them, you know. As you can see, I do have a huge excess of weapons and riches, particularly riches for some reason. Bonk. And another one here. There we go. And that's all the groups. I prefer getting the bosses. It's much quicker. You just go in, whomp the boss, and kill the final group, and you're done. Easy peasy. Alright, that's the second one done. So now we just have the third one done. Sorry to get done, and then the final part, which you'll see very quickly. And I will be showing you what to do with what comes inside the chests that you get for completing the tasks at the top of the campaign window, which I showed you earlier as well. Secure the district and resist the magics. Or resist the rituals, sorry. Okay, so as you can see, this one is under attack at the moment. You could defend it, but it takes a while. Sometimes they glitch and they get lost, so it kind of gets a bit frustrating doing that part. And it takes forever to build up your meter, the percentage on the right hand side. Whereas now, as you see, we're on 40%. After this, we're going to be on 60%. And then very soon after, we're going to be on 100%. Okay, there's another spider spitting at me here. These little shits here. Yeah, you got schooled, son. Right, so... Right, that's that. Open the gate. Hopefully it's a boss. It is a boss. Lovely, a Gorgon. And then we have our second phase here. Obviously, whenever you see those eyes, you actually want to turn away. Not like I did. Don't be a scrub like me. Turn away, because that's a paralysis, and in Avernus they have the same thing. Obviously, like me as well, usually in harder dungeons and whatever, you try and stay out of the red, but these guys are really weak in comparison to me, so it's not really a bother for me. As you can see, scroll over there, leave it alone, just grab the vault. Got some weapons out of that. Sometimes that happens, not very often though. Usually it's specific, so it's the riches or the weapons or the magic specific to where you're at. Okay, and then we are here again. So we run down here. There's a heroic that's on down here now. So yeah, you don't have to do the heroic. You know, if the heroic's not up, I'll show you what to do once we do the heroic. Okay, so you just get through the 12 creatures. Eventually, it's kind of annoying being a close combat user sometimes in this. Luckily, someone is actually here helping, which is always nice. We have another 7. They hit me before my move went off, which is always annoying. There we go. That's the stuff. Iron Man's a close combat rogue, yeah, hunter. So he's up, so I'm going to tunnel vision him. Almost killed with one shot. Oh, I did kill him with one shot. Nice. Tunnel vision, if you're looking at your mounts, best in slot. Unless you have like a giant toad, then I think the giant toad is actually the best damage dealer. Still working on getting one of those. So. And there you go. So you have your heroic, boom, easy as. Abandoned treasure and writings don't count for very much. They were there for crafting the weapons. So then this is the thing. You go to release your rituals, and if you've done the 3 dungeons and the heroic, it'll only take you 3. And it costs 10 magics to do each one of these, but it raises it by 10% each one. Right, and this is the last one. And boom. So that's the whole thing done then. So then I just have to hand it in. Now, as you see, up to 95. So that whole thing, if you do all of that, will get you 95 resistor rituals. We actually need 100 so that I can show you what to do with it. So, there's the 100. I put an extra one in even though I didn't have to. You are welcome. So you get these 3 chests. Ornately carved box, forgotten chest, and decorative metal box. Let's do it. Let's get those. Because these are important, because you need these to get more stuff, really. Also, because the ornately one gives you the stones that you need to go and fight the bosses. So it's quite important. And it takes its sweet fucking time. There we go. I should just make it instant. Alright, as you see, I have all this fucking maps here, so you can get rid of all those when you don't need them. Don't get rid of the heirloom magic though, yeah? Alright, so you have the forgotten chest open. Reclaimed magic, obviously, because that's the one you need for the resist rituals. Decorative metal box, this one doesn't matter. These were all regions that you needed for crafting the weapons. So that's Girions, that is Cabal's, and that is Nasura's, I think. So fuck it, we'll just pick that one for old time's sake. And the last one, the Ornately box, they stack, so that's fine. So you open that, you pick the Fireforged one for Cabal, and Bob's your uncle. And we'll go through all of that later. So we'll just go in, hand this up. Now, you can defend areas like that, but again, that takes time. You can upgrade guard posts, put more troops at them through these things here, but it is very, very pricey, as you can see, and it doesn't fill the bar very much at all. It's very, very slow. You can do the epic heroic, which would be the pirate ship, or not, well, not the pirate ship, the treasure ship, whenever it's under attack. Takes time, doesn't fill the bar very much, you know? And it doesn't give you the rewards that you will need as well going forward. It gives you some small rewards, a small chance of getting an evidence of evil, which it's not great, to be honest, you know? Again, the easiest way is just this. Boom. Done. Easy peasy. 25 evidence of evil, 4 many starred. So that's grand. And you're done. That's it. That is all you need to do for the River District. Just do that every day, and it doesn't take much time, you know? I mean, most of this time, I could have been a little faster, but I'm talking, I'm explaining it, and I'm showing you around. Sorry. I need a drink. An alcoholic one would be better at the moment. So generally, this one, this one, this one. See, this one's turned into a dungeon now. So it could have been a dungeon by the time if I'd have waited or something. So usually one of the three of these is a dungeon. So you go on a line that. Or you can do as I done and look around. Maybe it'll be this one. Maybe it'll be this one. You just go into one of them, up to here, boom. Whichever one's a dungeon. You can even go to one of these two. Go here if it's a dungeon. Go here if it's a dungeon. Then track back 2 and 3. It doesn't matter. You'll still be doing the line, and it doesn't matter what the other two are, as long as one is a dungeon, and make that the first one, just in case it changes. And then you do your heroic, and then you put the magics in the ritual area. It'll extend the time of the ritual, but that's fine, because I mean, it doesn't really matter whatsoever, you know. And you don't need to do the ritual. You can skip the ritual and just put more magics in the thing, because I mean it has the same effect anyway, so it does. So that is the River District. Well, at least the daily. Again, I will go through the bosses in other videos. Those will be very short videos as well, about 10-15 minutes. Well, Cabal's will be about 10 minutes. Girions will probably be about 15 minutes, and Nostura's will probably take half an hour to get through, because I'll probably die quite a bit. But yeah, and more videos will come, because there's some secrets in Chult that people don't know to get through that campaign. It is a campaign I don't particularly like, but what you can do, it makes a difference, and it really helps getting through it. Storm King's Thunder, I'll make a video on that as well. Obviously Icewind Dale, a lot of people say buy out those Icewind Dale. I would recommend that you don't buy it out, because it takes 2 weeks to finish. Even without a coin, it's so easy, so it is. River District, I would say don't buy it out either. It takes a bit of time, but it's not time consuming, if that makes sense. Storm King's Thunder probably would be one I would kind of recommend people to buy out, maybe. But if you don't have the money, you can always look at doing legacy campaigns, which I will cover as well. Chult again is another very frustrating one, But again, legacy campaigns do make a difference, so they do, and they do really, really help kind of uh, push through those campaigns. I'll be going through each dungeon, all of the regular dungeons that will feature in an REDQ or an RTQ, and I will go through some of the more difficult dungeons as well, and even some of the other ones that you might want to do just to maybe get some items. I like my horse, by the way. It's it's a very nice horse. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. Do leave a like, leave a comment, maybe subscribe if you're feeling generous today. And yeah, thanks again for tuning in. If I've left anything out, I do apologize. It's such an easy campaign that, you tend to kind of just blindly go through it, you know? Thanks again anyway, guys, and have a good day.